and Ant-Man, okay, so 2 weeks ago, I watched the new Ant-Man movie, and the result of it was, well, first, like, I don't know how many weeks ago, I know it was a Saturday, but I think like 2 weeks before I watched the new Ant-Man movie, I watched Black Panther Wakanda Forever on Disney Plus, and I thought it was great, and you should definitely go watch it. I'd recommend it for you. I'd recommend it for you to go watch. It's like an 8 out of 10. But however, this new movie, this movie, this new Ant-Man movie, okay, it's not a good movie. So y'all know, the first two Ant-Man movies were thumbs up movies. I definitely call it. The new two Ant-Man movies were all really thumbs up, and I think that you should go watch. But however, this movie is just disappointing. And here, I am here to tell you why this is disappointing. All right, first, so the plot is about Ant-Man and the Wasp. I know that there was about their daughter Cassidy, who then they go down to something called the Quantum Realm. So apparently Cassidy and like Ant-Man's parents were like making like something secret, like the Quantum Realm, but then who I don't know if it was Ant-Man or the Wasp sound, but then they like overreacted, and then like they got stuck in the Quantum Realm, and then they're stuck there. Then they gotta go fight off monsters. Then they try to kill them. You know, it's kind of like not even that, but the story itself just seems really really familiar, and it just seems like that. And just seems that the story is just really like the story just seems so familiar about so many other things that we've already seen before. Like I know we've seen the story before, we know. And besides, and it feels like that like now the plots revolved around Cassidy, who's now is turning into like a new purple Ant-Man. Oh geez, yeah, like we needed a purple Ant-Man. But I guess it could be pretty cool at times if you think about it. Anyway, move back onto the movie. Alright, so then they find out this guy called, I don't know, I forgot his name, but he's like blue and like stuff like that. Then he has like the power to take over the universe, and apparently like apparently the Wasp's mom, I don't know. Wasp's mom apparently it was actually her mom who like apparently were stuck down with him. But then they figure out, the Wasp's mom found the secret. Found the secret of what he was hiding, but then he told no. But then the blue guy, then he got angry, and then that's when it became why he's a bad guy. And the story itself just seems really, really familiar. And it also just seems, and other than that, it's so exhausting to sit through. It is so exhausting to like sit through. Come on. It's so exhausting to sit through. Maybe before I thought it was because. I thought at first that it was maybe because of like maybe I was just tired or something. But then I started to realize I can usually sit through a 3-hour movie. Okay, I watched the Batman. I can sit through a 3-hour movie. Okay, but this is only 2 hours and like 4 or 5 minutes. And I couldn't sit through it. It was so exhausting. It's like exhausting to watch. It's exhausting. It just feels like it's really repetitive to a story that we've already seen like a million times. Okay, and we don't need a third Ant-Man movie. We never needed a third Ant-Man movie. We were fine from where we were in the first place. Not even that, but this movie just seems like a desperate cash grab for Marvel. This movie is basically just a way for Marvel to catch as much money as to get as much money as possible from Marvel fans to go watch the movie. And yes, I can really see of why we don't really like this movie, because it's not a good movie. Yes. It's not like terrible or like awful, like garbage. Definitely not as bad as like like the Emoji Movie or like that. Yeah, but this movie is just bad. It's just bad all around. You can't tell me that this was not meant to be a cash grab. It's obviously a desperate cash grab for Marvel that they just needed because they needed like 5,000 movies in their inventory and like how many phases they need. So yes, this is why. This is exact. So it's definitely not a surprise why people are now making videos on why it's like, oh well, yeah, oh it's like, oh well, the MCU is falling apart, because I agree with that. Even some of the Disney Plus stuff is kind of, maybe it might be, I don't know why the MCU is falling apart. There's been a lot of stuff. There are plenty of reasons. Disney Plus shows. There are plenty of things to prove that of why there are many ways to prove that the MCU is falling apart. We have tons of proof that the MCU is falling apart. And it is not a surprise why this is falling apart. And of course, I hope that Marvel gets back on track from where they were way back then and goes back to where they were making really good movies. And maybe make something like Spider-Man No Way Home again, because yeah, that was a masterpiece. Let's go watch that. I want them to go back to making something like Spider-Man No Way Home. Make something great. Make something good. And Marvel, it's a better idea to stop making cash grabs and make something good. So, and I really want to put hope for Marvel movies in the future. And I hope that Marvel in the future will be a good and great movie. So what's my rating for this movie? 4 out of 10. Yes, it's bad, and I don't really recommend it. I know that critics are now saying it's like 48%, but of course, since it's a superhero movie, the audience is gonna say it's not like the popcorn up and not the popcorn down. Yeah, so anyway, I'll see you in the next video, and bye. And I don't really recommend this movie. It's a 4 out of 10. It's bad. But even though the audience says up, the critics say down. And I'm on the critic side, and bye. And I'll see you in the next video, and peace out. Bye.